Yeah, your boy on his different shit. He got his hair braided doing all that big stuff. I like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This movie's called The Bar. Strangers holed up in a Madrid bar after witnessing a murder begin to turn on each other as panic sets in and the body count rises. So it's a European Spanish comedy that came out in 2017. It's an hour and 42 minutes long. Spoiler alert, let's get it. So here we have Elena, a high fashion journalist. We got this guy, this lady ordering fruit. She talks about wanting to get with this fashion model named Ramona. Yeah, that's a guy's name, by the way. Well, anyway, all the characters I just named stumbled into the bar. And here we got everybody chilling in the bar. This guy Suarez is one of the cook's helpers. This lady Mercy is the main cook. Got this homeless guy named Israel. He's always quoting like Bible scriptures and stuff like that. But anytime he goes crazy, Mercy calms his ass down. He's like, shut up, Israel. This guy posting up pictures and doing music. His name is Nacho. This guy's name is Suarez. He used to be a former cop. And he's always fucking with Israel. It's just hilarious. So this guy pays and leaves. So everything seems all fine and dandy, but as soon as this guy comes in with the business suit, all of a sudden the guy leaving gets shot out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody's scrabbling, just trying to run for their lives. Yeah, everybody's in shock, like, what the fuck? Nacho couldn't hear shit. His headphones must be dumb loud. And the crazy thing is, within seconds, the streets are cleared, even the restaurants. Everybody's gone. Israel's like, fuck all that, crack that bottle open. So everybody's trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Israel's quoting Bible scriptures again. And everybody just think he's crazy at this point. One brave soul goes out to check and comes to find out he was shot dead in his head. But the moment he noticed the shot, he got picked off too. God damn. Now it's a full wide panic. Ain't nobody going outside the bar. They've only been ducked down for a couple seconds, but then they look back outside again. Yeah, she was the first one to notice. The bodies are gone and the streets are completely clean. Like, what the fuck? Now I'm not just sure if they weren't paying attention for a while because they was trying to turn on the news. But regardless, the bodies are gone and the streets were freaking clean. Then these niggas coming up with random conspiracy theories. While they're doing that, they're talking about people wanting to snipe them and probably pull out bombs or something. The moment they start mentioning that, Nacho starts looking nervous. He keeps looking over at his backpack. And without them noticing, he's sliding his backpack out the way. What you got to hide, nigga? But then this motherfucker catches him like, hey, what you doing? Then they get his ass and be like, what the fuck is in there? Pull out the bomb. But they're gonna know it's nothing but gym equipment. Until she pulls out some type of device. He says it's something for his presentations because he works on development too. I think he's part of a research team or something like that. But they don't believe him and Elena smashes that shit. Stomping the fuck out of it too. Yeah, she annihilated that shit. It's like, what the fuck, chick? Then they see the guy's briefcase. It's like, hey, what's in that briefcase? He said, hey, don't be going opening stuff that don't belong to you. They're like, y'all, you been accusing niggas, but usually it's the accuser that tries to get people away with shit. So Mercy here is about to open the briefcase. My man grabs him, he punches him in the face, get decked. My man pulls out the gun like, hey, calm down. He's like, look, man, we opening this briefcase and we gonna figure out what's what. Somehow Israel jumps out the brew and snatches the briefcase. Everybody's like, what the fuck? How'd he get the briefcase? Then he does this thing and starts quoting Bible scriptures again. He's like, Israel, don't you fucking do it, don't do it. He opens it up as a bunch of women's undergarments. Like, really? He's like, man, this motherfucker's a pervert. You sick freak. Then all of a sudden we hear a knock. Apparently there was somebody still in the bathroom. They kick down the door. This guy's all hunched over in the bathroom. Then we see this big ass needle on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's got biohazard symbols on it and whatnot. So it can't be nothing simple as drugs, you know, like heroin or crack or something, right? Then all of a sudden they look outside, they see this truck coming. I'm like, is it a SWAT team or something? But then they coming through with gas masks. But as Elena is inspecting the needle, she sees the guy in the bathroom's ear bleeding all of a sudden. Yeah, like what the fuck? Now I'm not sure if he actually injected himself or not. She goes back out, see all this other commotion. Nacho starts talking to her, and you can tell they're getting a bond. But they don't even come to the door. They just brought out a bunch of tires and started burning them in front of their place. So you're thinking to yourselves, what the fuck is that for? And then after that, they dip. Then they turn on the news and find out all these fires are being set to certain places, and they're using tires to let people know the locations. But that type of smoke is going to crowd the whole area, so it's like, the fuck? So we don't know what's going on, but clearly it's more than just a sniper being involved in this. And then this guy comes out the bathroom. His eyes are white. He's snorting like a bear. You're like, what the heck is going on with him? He drops his phone. Then he passes out as he's making these grunting noises. His face is boiling up. It's like, what the heck? And then he just died right then and there. Then they start going through his phone. So basically at this point, y'all niggas stuck in there. So Nacho gets to talking with Elena, building up some chemistry. And this guy explains to the cop that he's a lingerie associate or something like that. He works for the company or something. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Yeah, that's fine if you work for the company, but you ain't gotta be carrying around a product in your fucking briefcase. He's like, hey man, we all have our fetishes. Then more chemistry building. The classic couple you want to see get together at the end of a movie. We got Shorty over here playing the slot machines. I don't know what you're going to do with the money. Like, it ain't even buying nothing. So then he thinks about calling for help, actually trying to get a signal or whatever like that. And then he gets the guy's phone. And he can actually get a signal in a certain part of the room, so he's gonna call somebody. But he's like, who we gonna call? The police? These motherfuckers holding us in the building. Like, oh, like, what's going on? He called up some lady who's trying to get a signal. This guy takes away the phone and starts yelling in that shit. He takes it back and either the phone died or the shorty hung up because this nigga's yelling at the damn phone. You fucking goofy. They start tussling, fighting, beefing. Shorty bumps into the machine, and she actually gets 3 bells, a bunch of coins. This nigga Israel starts picking them shits up like it's gonna do any good. But then Mercy planted the idea that there was a disease going around or something like that. So when he tried to hand her back the phone, Mercy was like, don't touch him. He's probably got Ebola. So now she thinks everybody that was near the guy in the bathroom is probably contagious. And since the cop, the lingerie guy, Mercy was nowhere near him, they backing away from everybody. So he pulls out the gun, they're convinced of this shit, and he's like, yo, all y'all niggas line up on the other side of the building. So they're like, okay, so what the fuck do you expect us to do? She's like, y'all niggas going down in the basement. She's like, what the fuck, Mercy? I've been working for you for like 15 years, yo. She's like, I'm sorry, babe, but you probably contracted the disease. Fuck that shit, you gotta go down there too. There's her with the Bible quotes again. Mercy gives him a couple liquor bottles in, but like, yo, alright, now get your ass down there. There's a little trap door by the seats, and everybody's about to go down there. And he tells Israel to take the dead body in there with him too. And down they go. So now they're down there trying to figure out what to do. This one's becoming a problem. She's getting panicky, all claustrophobic, all type of shit. Then Israel starts talking about he's seen his kids one time, they didn't even recognize him. He was like, he got a family, he messed up on his house or something like that. He gives us his in-depth backstory, but you can't really tell if it's real or bullshit. But it doesn't matter anyway, because that's not the real focus. Then Shorty starts going crazy and starts banging on the door. And she's going crazy. She spills over a crate, I think, of like chocolate milk or something. But they notice the ground is not even that wet right there, right? Because they found out it was a sewer drain under it. So at this point, they're thinking they could escape through there, but it doesn't look like anybody can fit through that shit. So Israel's going to give it a try. Yeah, he's pretty jacked up for a homeless guy, right? But just because a nigga that live on the streets don't mean he can't get his exercise in, son. Of course, that probably wouldn't be the first thing on my mind if I was living on the streets, though. Well, anyway, they found some oil so they can grease him up, obviously to make it easier for him to go down the hole. And he almost fits down that motherfucker. Then they hear a bunch of commotion going on upstairs. Turns out niggas was shooting. But the way it sounds, turns out somebody came in and shot them niggas up. So yeah, I bet you're kind of glad you're in that basement now. Maybe there is something to this quarantine shit right now. Then they look up at the door. The door's got light coming from it. Oh shit, they burning the bar down. So they panicking because they thinking to themselves like, damn, we're gonna suffocate for the smoke. Yeah, we need air from the sewer, so we gotta pull this nigga Israel the fuck up. They end up getting Israel up, but then her goofy ass wants to go running towards the door again. Of course, she puts her hands on the door and burns her goddamn hands. And her goofy ass fell down the damn steps. Her hands all messed up. They had to put oil on it though. They wrapped up in paper towels because pretty much that's the only thing they can find. So after a while, they go check again, and Nacho does a smart thing and grabs a broom to open it up. He gets to the top. Everything's completely burnt up as they got people on the outside putting up yellow tape. This motherfucker comes up making noises like, shut up or they gonna hear you. As Nacho's looking around, he sees the gun laying there. Without anybody seeing, he picks it up and puts it in his pocket. Her goofy ass still being loud and shit. He's like, if you don't shut the fuck up and stop being so goddamn loud. He's like, in the meantime, let's just try to find some food and some supplies and stuff like that. Pretty much anything that's not burnt up. Then they heard the phone ring and it was like, oh shit, the guy's phone was still there, that's still working. So they go back down in the basement to try to read the text messages. And it turns out the guy was contagious. He did catch something. And the syringe that Elena found was some type of antidote. But after reading through all the messages, they found out he has 4 more antidotes somewhere. They couldn't find it on him, but I guess it was in his jacket or something like that. But Israel's the one that gets to it first. The only problem is 5 of them and 4 antidotes. See where we're going with this? They're all about to draw straws to see who would get lucky. He's like, come on, can't we just split one dose in half or whatever like that? She's like, no, you seen the text messages. You need a full dose worth of work. Ezekiel says, fuck all that. Let me save you the trouble. I'm taking one and making it work. He pulls out the gun. Everybody's like, wait a minute, where the fuck you get the gun from? And when was you going to tell anybody? Israel's like, hey, should I be the one that you're not trusting? I mean, this guy did pick up a gun. And he was willing to sacrifice one of y'all. They said them on the ranks. And then they get the beefing. They tussle, but the Nacho got his ass whipped. And Israel took the gun from him. He's not that much of a pushover as y'all thought he was, huh? Now he's spazzing out, talking perfect sense to these niggas. So now it's only 3 antidotes to 4 people. She grabs the vial, but guess what her goofball goofy ass does? She drops it through the hole in the fucking sewer. Like, everybody should be kicking your ass right now, like, for real. So bottom line, they gotta get the antidotes, but Elena's the skinniest one that can go fit through there. So as they oiling her up and everything, this nigga turns into a full-fledged pervert. I'm like, yeah, he knows what the fuck he was doing. Then he starts fucking with Nacho, like, come on, you was thinking the same thing. You've been eyeing her since day one. They push her down there, she gets the syringes. Then he brings down a string and tells her to hand it up on the string. She's like, yeah, I don't trust you motherfuckers. Y'all gonna end up using them. I ain't gonna have one. Anyway, I'm gonna try to find a way out. So while she's looking for a way out, these guys are using plow tools and stuff like that to try to make the hole bigger. Eventually, they all get down there. But once they do, Nacho and Israel are tussling over the damn gun. Then they go into the water. Next thing you hear is boom, boom, boom. Like, oh shit. Nacho's the only one comes back out the water. He's like, well, Ezekiel ran off after I shot him. They're like, yeah, whatever. How the hell are you gonna get away from you that damn fast? You underwater. And on top of that, you still holding the gun. He's like, I'm not getting rid of the gun. Bottom line is, there's still 4 of us and 3 syringes. Because of all the fighting and turmoil, she hid the syringes just in case of this shit would happen. Even when she hid them, she was looking out of a girder. You can see all the people contaminating the area. And seeing 3 dead bodies in gold trimming. And yes, the bodies were Mercy, the cop, and that other guy, that lingerie dude. So back to regular time, as they're going to get the other syringes. While in the dark, the clumsy lady tried to drown the waiter's cook or whatever. The cook's apprentice and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, I gave it a shot. Well, you know, you might as well try to kill me now. Then he gave this speech about how he always tried to talk to her. She never even bothered to pay attention to nobody. All she did was play on the slot machines and stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. He's like, come on, Nacho, just fucking kill me already. But Nacho doesn't have the heart to do it. So she takes the gun from him, walks around the corner, and does herself in. Holy shit. It's crazy, but now it's 3 people with 3 syringes. Now she goes to the spot, gives everybody their syringes. And all of a sudden they hear coins dropping or somebody messing with coins. Now right there I'm thinking to myself, stick yourself with the fucking syringes and call it a day before you even go looking around. But no, they don't do that. They go around the corner and they see coin lids on her face. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, Israel's still alive. Like, who the fuck else is gonna be down there? He bashes my man from behind with a metal pipe. Done deal, dead. Yeah, he's fucked. Israel's back, the homicidal maniac. Well, anyway, he ends up chasing them up to a sewer top. Nacho and Elena can't get the shit open. They're tussling, and of course, one of them drops their damn syringes. Nacho gives Elena his syringe and says, survive for me. And both them niggas fall back down in the water. Israel and Nacho, done deal, dead. Elena's all the way fucked right now. But Elena takes the syringe and busts the fuck out of there. Fortunately for her, it was far enough away from the bar. She just happened to be on the other side of it. She gets out the sewer, some random lady puts a coat on her, and she starts walking down the strip. She sees the guy Ramon she was talking about at the beginning of the movie. But after what she's gone through, she don't even give it a second thought. She just keeps on walking. She's had a hell of an experience, and she'd give a fuck less about vanity products now. Wow, that was more than I expected coming out of this movie, honestly. My question was there really an outbreak? Because it only blocked off a certain part of the streets. Because if you look at it, a couple blocks down, everybody else was hunky-dory and shit. It was like, okay. But then it makes me wonder how many days were they all at the bar, you know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, that was a wild ride. The Bar on Netflix. Check it out. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Sleep easy on easy, mister. Big. Kitty goddamn slogan.